Hey guys, it's Anna, your master lash artist with the Lash Supply with another tip. Now, everyone asks me all the time, what do I use after a set? Do I use Bonder or do I use a Nano Mister? Which one's better, right? So I'm gonna give you a little bit of information on how to use these and how you can use these together, okay? Let's get started. So usually when you have completed a fresh set, you want to always fan before you either use a Bonder or Nano Mister. Either one, you still have to fan first. So you want to make sure that your lash set is dry. Fan for about a minute, and then once your lash set looks dry, it's going to look matte. It's not going to look shiny. If the base still looks shiny, that means your glue is still wet. Okay, so you want to dry that up. Once you have finished drying the lash set, you are going to take your Bonder, and all you need is 1 drop. So you're going to put 1 drop on your lip brush or micro brush. And unlike a primer, guys, you're not going to brush the entire lash line with the Bonder. You're only going to touch the base of the lashes. So you're going to touch the base of the lashes, which is where your glue is, and you're going to tap it all the way across. You're going to do that on both sides. You need just 1 drop. You don't need more than that, I promise you. And once you have touched all of that, it's going to lock in the fumes. It's going to cure the glue, because I say this all the time. Glue is like pottery. If you've ever made pottery and you leave a cup, let's say this is pottery, and you leave it sitting out overnight on the table versus putting it inside a kiln, if you come back, the outside is gonna feel dry. But if you were to take that cup that you just made and tear it apart, it's still soft on the inside, so it's gonna fall apart. And the inside is gonna feel wet, okay? So the glue has to cure all the way in. That's what the Bonder is doing. Now, once you have applied the Bonder all the way along the lash line, you want to fan again, okay? So you're gonna fan this again, and you can take a spoolie at that time and you can brush it out. That has cured your glue, it has locked in your fumes, and your client is ready to go. What if you wanna use your Nano Mister? You use it in a similar way. Let's start over. So you just finished your fresh set. What do I do now? Again, you're gonna fan before you use your Nano Mister. Let me tell you why. If you do not fan and you take your Nano Mister right after a fresh set and your glue is not dry on the outside yet, again, you can tell because it's gonna look glossy instead of matte. It is going to turn white, okay? It's called shock polymerization. So what happens when tears or water gets on your lash line and your glue is not dry, it's gonna shock that glue, and the base of those lashes are gonna turn white. And when your customer looks in that mirror, it's not gonna look very good. So always fan before a Bonder or using a Nano Mister. Again, after each set, you're going to fan. Now you're ready to use your Nano Mister once your glue looks dry. And you're just gonna bring it across a few times just like this. And the Nano Mister is going to feel really cool on the lash line. It's gonna feel fresh, and it's just gonna give them that relief sometimes when there's heavy fumes, okay? And this is also gonna help cure the glue, but I personally like Bonder to cure all the way in. If you follow me on Anna.TheLashSupply, you'll see that I did an experiment with water versus Bonder. Go take a look at that. But you can use both if you need to, okay? So let's say you wanted to use both of these in combination, not only to cure the glue all the way in, but to give your customer some relief as well. Then what you could do is you can take your Bonder and apply it to the lash line. Dry for a few seconds. And then take your Nano Mister and just bring it across a few times and fan again, because remember, Nano Mister is fine particles of water going through there. So you wanna make sure it's dry before your customer leaves. You're gonna brush it out with a spoolie. And once everything looks dry, I like to also just lift a tiny bit of the lid, not to open the seal, but just kind of lift the lash underneath and dry underneath the eye. I do that on both sides. And then I continue to fan and ask my clients to open their eyes. Once they open their eyes, I ask, does it burn? And I kind of start bringing this fan away from them. And if they're not feeling any type of burning sensation, even though I have fanned a while, and they're like, nope, everything's good, then I'll stop fanning, okay? And at that point, you're done. So you can definitely use both of these or one of these. It's really your preference, okay? Please never ever put anything else but water in your Nano Mister. Do not put Bonder in there. It's going to land on skin and you don't know what that reaction is going to be. I hope that you enjoyed our tip today. Like and hit that bell so that you don't miss more tips and tricks.